Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
My husband didn't like the fact that it was very loud.
Didn't he notice there was a school? What did he thought everybody was? It was a school for children who don't have voices. What exactly did he think it was?
Right.
Do you have children? Have you seen children? Have
Yes.
you seen children?
Yes.
Have you been in a room with children?
This is the plaintiff, Teen. She says she and her husband agreed to rent a house from the defendant, but changed their mind before they moved in. The defendant told them he'd refund all their money in full, but hasn't. So here they are. Bottom line, they had an agreement. The defendant broke his promise, and she's here suing for the $2,450 she still owed. This is the defendant, Jeffrey. He says he doesn't owe the plaintiff a thing. She's lucky he even paid her back everything but the last payment because they backed out on the deal, leaving him high and dry for a month. He was trying to do the right thing and be a good guy because most landlords in his position would have told her to take a hike and not return a dime. He's accused of stopping payment.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Teen and Jarrett. You've asked me not to mention your last names. You have power of attorney for Jarrett?
Yes, I do.
Okay, is that your husband?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you are suing Jeffrey, who's also asked me not to mention his last name, for $2,450 in rent that you paid him in advance that you want back because you decided not to take a place that you signed a lease for.
Yes.
Talk to me. What happened?
In March of 2012, I met Jeffrey. I wanted to rent his 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Security was $4,000. Rent
Is this a home?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Rent was $2,600.
Okay.
On April 1st, I gave him the security deposit, and then on
Of $4,000?
Of $4,000, and then on April 5th, I gave him 6 months rent.
Why?
In advance.
Why?
At the time, I'd just gone through a short sale. I had bad credit, so I wanted to give him 6 months rent in advance in good faith.
Yeah, but no, that doesn't make any sense. Did he ask for it because you had bad credit? And he said, I'm a little worried about you. You have bad credit, so you thought you'd sweeten the deal by offering it? Or you were afraid of yourself?
I just offered.
You wanted to get rid of the money because you had creditors chasing you?
No, not at all. I just wanted to offer it because I knew I did have bad credit and I did want the place.
Because you figured he'd run a credit check? So the guy hadn't even asked you for 6 months advance rent?
Correct.
Did you ever suggest you had to pay GC6?
No.
Were you stunned?
Not really. In Los Angeles, that's not unheard of.
Really? So people do that to make themselves a more attractive candidate?
Well, to get the property.
Right. So in other words,
they offer more rent so that they can get their foot
in advance.
in the door.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
the things I don't know.
Right.
Okay, so that's a common marketing tool.
Yes.
Okay. It's like, hey, pick me because I'm going to pay you 6 months in advance.
Correct.
Correct.
Interesting. All right. So then you did all that, and then what happened?
The lease was supposed to start April 15th. Before the lease started, I met with him again and said, we've decided to not rent the property.
Why?
Because the property is across the street from a school, and I came during the daytime, during the week, and it was really loud, and there were a lot of children that crossed the property.
How about you do your due diligence before you sign a 1-year lease? Does that occur to you?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Whose idea was this to break a 1-year lease? Yours or your husband?
My husband didn't like the fact that it was very loud.
Didn't he notice there was a school? What did he thought everybody was? It was a school for children who don't have voices. What exactly did he think it was? Do you have children? Have you seen children? Have you seen children?
Yes.
Have you been in a room with children? Okay, why would you think that it would be anything but exactly what you remember a schoolyard sounds like?
Yeah.
So you either welcome the noise and it doesn't bother you because it's joyous, or you don't. But like, it's not. You don't rent a place not realizing that it's there when it's right there if you have eyeballs.
Yeah, he doesn't like noise, and he said, listen, I don't want to rent it. So I went back to Mr. Jeffrey, and I said...
This is after you had paid him how much?
I paid him a total of $19,600.
And you dispute whether that was the amount that she paid you?
No.
Okay, so she paid you $19,000 how much?
$600.
Okay.
So I went back to him and I said, we don't want to rent the place. And he said, you're going to have to pay me rent until I find somebody to rent the property.
Okay.
He then rents the property on a lease starting in May.
When did you rent the property for?
I rented it a month later on May 12th.
On May 12th, and
she was supposed to move in April 15th.
So basically you lost out on 1 month's rent.
Correct.
Okay. So when she comes to you and says, we don't want it, what do you say?
Well, basically, it wasn't that simple because I had told her at the time that I needed to put my mother, who has Alzheimer's, in a retirement home, and that there were other people that wanted this place, and she really had to really want this place. I could not let her back out of it. And when she told me that, it really put me behind. I had a real major problem.
But how did you have a major problem? You had 17 or 19,000.
Well, because I'd already taken the money she gave me and paid for my mother's retirement home. The money was gone.
Be there no mistake. This theory that you're supposed to give her 19 grand the next day, that's out a window. Okay,
well, yeah.
You breached the contract. So when you breach the contract, he's entitled to what are his damages. When a man gets $17,000, you don't have a right for him to keep it in escrow. He has expenses, so he spent it. That's not putting you in a bad position. That's just putting you in a position. But it's not bad for you, it's bad for her, because she's not going to get her money back right away. See, here's the thing. Most landlords in his position would have done what?
Well, they probably would have kept the money.
Yeah, they wouldn't be right legally, but there's no way they'd set up peacefully giving you dribs and drabs back throughout the period of time. Essentially what you did was when you re-rented it, every month you'd get the rent, and every month you'd pay her so that you wouldn't get double rent because you already had rent for them, and you would write her a check, correct?
First thing I did was I said, look, I have to re-rent it. The money has already gone to take care of my mother. Once I re-rent it, I'll start making payments over time. The first payment I gave her was $2,600, and then I started to pay $1,000 a month. I got it down to around $3,200, and I felt there were a couple of payments that were not credited to me. One for $500 and one for $250.
Well, we can take care of that accounting right now. I need to see proof of all the payments so we can tally it up.
Well, I don't know if you have it.
But she has it. If you pay, you're the guy who ought to have the proof that you paid. If she has it, you're saying that she's not giving you credit for it.
My books are not that great, Your Honor. But
that's fine. If you want to, if that's how you want to go through life, it's fine with me. It's no skin off mine. But then don't complain. How much do you say he paid back?
He still owes me $2,450.
Do you agree with that amount, or do you disagree with that amount?
Well, I don't think I owe her anything, first of all.
No, but
I felt that I was a good guy. I went along with this. I had problems renting it out.
Let me ask the question a different way. Do you agree that in order to pay back what was it he was paying back, $19,600?
He kept $2,600 to cover rent from April to May until he was able to rent the property again.
Okay, so all you were asking for him to pay back then was $17,000.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct,
Okay.
because I paid her $2,600 and all I owed her was $17,000.
Okay, so then he paid. Throughout those months that he paid how much of that $17,000?
In the 4 years that it's taken him to pay me back.
How many years has it taken?
It's taken 4 years.
Okay.
Not exactly, Your Honor. Almost 4 years.
Almost. Okay. Folks, let me tell you how this works, okay? And then we'll see how you folks have not worked within that. I understand.
I tried.
All right? In the future, it would be a great idea if you stopped signing contracts that you're going to breach. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You should know all your facts before you rent a place. That means you go there during the day. That means you go there during the night. You remind me of my litigants who say, well, I went to check out the car at night, but the lighting was really bad, and so I couldn't see everything that was wrong with it. And I was suffering from a cold, so I couldn't really hear. Really, then don't check it out then. Then don't tell me, don't, you have a responsibility to check it out. So you can't breach because this is the kind of thing that could happen. But you, let me explain something to you. I realize, has anybody ever told you how much you look like Robert Shaw? Have you just gotten this all your life? Like
yes.
The actor? Yeah. Right? Is it Robert Shaw who I'm thinking of from Jaws?
I hope so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Robert Shaw.
You're like, am I the first to tell you that?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. So,
thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So she says the schools across the street she realized is too loud. She wants her money back.
No, I don't think she should get her money back because the school didn't come up overnight. It was there all along. She didn't do enough recce.
That's a true statement. What do you say?
I say she shouldn't get her money back because the school was there like she said, and I wouldn't be...
Fair enough. Let's find out what the weekend thinks.
Oh, yeah, she shouldn't get her money back because she should have had all that ready before she gave up her money. Never give up your money without being 100% confident.
There you go. Going inside the courtroom.
When someone breaches in this kind of a situation, what the landlord is entitled to keep and to be recompensed for are their damages. That means what they're out. So technically speaking, if what she covered was 6 months, by 6 months, you should have paid her everything but what she was out, but what you were out. So here's the things you could be out. 1 month, clearly, which apparently was taken off the top from the beginning. She didn't, and then well, it took me a while to re-rent it. Okay, what costs can you prove up that were associated with extra expense for you from having to re-rent it back 4 years ago? You got anything to show me? Probably not.
No, I was just...
You don't even know what you paid her. All right, so if you have left $2,450 for the last 4 years, which technically speaking, you have already been paid that money by the new tenant, and she should have seen it a lot sooner than this because you're only able to keep what you are out. You're only able to keep your damages. You have a duty to mitigate. You have a duty to re-rent it. Every landlord has a duty to mitigate their losses. They can't sit back, put their feet up on the desk and say, okay, well, you signed up for a year, so I'm not going to re-rent it. You owe me for the year. You can't do that as a landlord. There's laws against, you can't do that. That's not how the law figures this out. It gives you a certain amount of time to re-rent it. You ended up re-renting it rather quickly. So really what you're out is the 1 month, which she's already paid you and isn't asking back. What excuse do you have to not pay back the $2,450?
Well, there was a lot of pain and suffering.
Okay, stop. Okay, stop, Mr. Shaw. No, we're done. Pain and suffering.
She put me through personal hell.
How is it personal hell? She was nothing but sweet and patient about it.
You should have seen how difficult it was to rent this house out.
How difficult was it?
It took me a month.
Yeah.
I had to deal with all those people.
That's why you get the month.
She lied to me.
That's why you get the month, because it took you a month. You shouldn't be out anything. But if you can show me costs associated with re-renting it, I will allow you to keep that as well.
I thought that was pretty fair.
Yeah, a month is fair.
$24.50.
No, but listen. No, you see, here's the problem.
That she caused me.
Listen to me. You don't get pain and suffering in a landlord-tenant case. She's agreed you get a month. That was already taken off the top. So instead of you paying back $19,600, you were only paying back $17,000. You've gotten the month. So why is it this last month that you're supposed to pay her, you don't pay her? There's no excuse for that. Pay the lady. Verdict for the plaintiff, $2,450.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, here he comes. What was that experience like, losing that case?
I thought it was a travesty of injustice. I was very, very upset about the whole thing.
How come?
Well, it's not fair. I mean, she put me through a personal hell, and I just didn't like it.
Well, you understand the judge saying that pain and suffering is not part of a case like this.
It should be.
Right? What was tough for dealing with this case or fighting that giant shark?
The shark.
Okay.
And he got me at the end, just like the judge.
All right, so step on in here. What's your feeling on how this comes out here?
I feel it was very fair. I mean, I learned my lesson not to sign any more contracts without following through, but I felt she was absolutely right. He owes me the money.
Okay. Harvey? Okay, Kurt, landlords cannot use security as a windfall. If they re-rent it, they got to give the balance back to the tenant. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month slows. Full terms at mintmobile.com.
This is the plaintiff, Edna Forsalina. She says she bought wall-to-wall carpeting from the defendant, and the guy brought the wrong color carpeting to her house on the day of installation. She refused the delivery and installation. The defendant hasn't given her the correct carpeting that she ordered, and she wants a full refund and is suing for $5,000 for the amount she paid plus aggravation. This is the defendant, Walter. He says the plaintiff picked out a flowery sample in his store, but on the day of delivery, she didn't like the way it looked. He took it back and let her order a different carpet, and when he arrived to install it, she refused again. So he let the plaintiff order yet a third, and again she didn't like it. He's at his wit's end with this flip-flopping woman, has gone above and beyond for her, and refuses to return a penny of her money because she's driving him nuts. He's accused of a carpet caper.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant brought the wrong color of carpet when it was time for installation at her place, and she wants her money back. But the defendant says she just had buyer's remorse. It's the case of the carpet doesn't match the carpet.
Thank you, Douglas. Edna Forsalina, what a great name. You are suing Walter. You've asked not to mention your last name or the name of your company. You're suing Walter's company for $5,000, the cost of carpeting plus 2 times that in aggravation. $1,500 in carpeting, $3,400 in aggravation to bring you to the statutory maximum. What's going on, Ms. Forsalina?
Well, I was really window shopping in different places, and we went to his place of business, and my sister and I saw what looked very nice to us, and we decided to put a down payment on it. And
for how many rooms?
Well, there was the living room, dining room, and then the kitchen separate.
You were putting carpeting in the kitchen?
Yes, it's the slab of cement is very cold.
Okay.
The slab of cement runs from the front of the house to the back, so very cold.
Okay.
The living room, dining room, and kitchen. So it sounds weird, but...
It does sound weird because every spill is going to be on a rug and it's going to be hard to clean, but so what? They're your feet, and your feet are cold and you want rugs. So,
exactly.
You know, it's what
I've spent a lot of time in the kitchen.
All right. So the total amount of all 3 areas was how much?
I think it was either $1,800 or $1,500. I have it right here.
Is it the $1,595.25?
Yes.
Okay, but they came in and they installed in the dining room and in the living room, right?
Correct.
Is there a problem with those?
No.
On what theory are you suing then for the entire amount back?
Because right now I can't even have any company in my house. I have the whole carpet is covered. I could show you how it's been covered with tarps because I don't want the kitchen to track all the dirt into the new rug until I get my new
Okay, so let's talk about what happened with the kitchen rug. They come in with the carpeting, right?
Yes.
Kitchen carpeting. Correct. Okay, they come in with are they three different samples that you picked? 2. All right, and you don't like it when you see it in your house?
I like the one that I saw, that this is the carpet that they installed, which is fine.
That's the carpet they installed?
Yes, living room and dining room.
Okay, I don't need to see the living room.
Okay.
What I want to see is what was the problem with the kitchen? The kitchen one.
When they brought the kitchen in, when the fellow finished this, putting it in, I says, he wanted to get paid. And I says, how about the kitchen? He said, oh, we don't have the carpet. And
Well, then don't pay them.
I did.
Well, you shouldn't.
I paid them because
But no one should ever do that. They have no incentive to pick you first. You get in the back of the line at that point. You never pay in full until the work is done in full.
My boo-boo.
Okay, so what happened?
So they came in again. I paid them. So then I went back and I says, well, my carpet. So they says, oh, they're going to send somebody else to install the carpet. So
was the carpet there though?
No, I never saw the carpet there.
Okay.
The carpet that they ripped out of my kitchen, it was this one here.
Okay.
And the one that I wanted to put in there that were supposed to be, it was maybe something like this. This is
what
not
is it that's in your hands? Where'd you get that?
This I got from another dealership.
So you don't have in your possession a sample of the one that you saw at their place?
No, I don't.
Okay, let me just suggest to you, as someone who has spent the last several years in renovations, okay, that it is always a really, really good idea if you pick something from a sample to have the sample. Now, sometimes that's easy, like a fabric. They just cut a piece of fabric. And sometimes it's not so easy because that's what they use in that big ring to show other clients. So sometimes they'll cut a little piece for you, which is kind of goofy on there. If I was a store owner, I wouldn't do that. But sometimes you can order the sample. You can actually just pay a few bucks and you have the sample. But if you have the sample, you can bring it to your home. You can see how it looks in your lighting. You can compare it to your cabinetry, in your case, since you're putting it in a kitchen. You can do all those things that are so sensible. And then when the new one comes in, you can say, listen, this dye lot is off because this is my sample and I don't want that in my kitchen. See, that's why you should always try to have a sample of anything that you picked out somewhere and not a sample you picked up later now that you're complaining and want 10 times your money back. All right, what happened here, according to you, with the kitchen carpet?
Okay, we brought out this particular carpet right here, which is like the first one she had, what she picked out.
So this is what she ordered, according to you?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a solid color and it's gray. And it's kind of industrial.
Well, it's green, but...
It's considered green?
That is green. Okay.
Is it called green?
Yes, but it's off color. It doesn't match the way she wanted it. We'll give her another one.
Because it came in and she didn't like it?
Yeah, correct.
Do you have the actual sample that she looked at and picked out? Which color is it? Point to it for my bail. Gotcha.
Second, sorry.
This one right here?
Yes.
Okay, it is definitely off color because this has a slight green tinge to it and then this is charcoal. So, and it's not even a color in God's rainbow here in the book.
I understand
so
that.
So this is not her fault, it's not her being picky, it doesn't even look at the same texture.
Oh, it is.
Okay. Well, of course, they picked the really good ones to put in the book, and then this is kind of ratty. But all right, so in any event, she rejects this rightfully, not wrongfully. And then what happens?
We order another piece.
Of the same?
No, well, she picked a different color. We let her come down, take the samples home.
Okay. And she picked a different color?
Yes.
From this book?
This is the color she picked. It's from a different book.
It's from a different book? Do you have that book?
No, I didn't take that one.
Okay. So where did you get this little sample from?
It's still sitting at the store. She refuses to let us install it.
Okay. Do you have the sample book she looked at that she picked it from?
Not with me, but I have.
Why not? That would be good because then I could do what I just did and
well,
see.
I brought it. She can match it.
Yeah, watch this. Is this the color that you picked from the sample book?
No.
Okay. See, that's why